danger, excitement, moustaches. It's time for another episode of Vault Hunter Adventures featuring Sir Hammerlock.
Alright, some people are saying that Sir Hammerlock's big game hunt is too hard, and I want to disagree with that, and the easiest way to do it, I think, is through video, because you can hear my voice and see exactly where I'm being disparaging and where I'm not. You know, I don't want to be insulting in any way whatsoever. What I'd rather do is show people that it's not that hard if you approach it in, you know, a smart way where you use the options that the game is giving you. Alright, the comment I want to address specifically is that someone said that big game hunt is just too hard unless you're running around with a perfect build and the perfect loadout of weapons. Alright, to tackle a perfect build issue, what I've done is I've just pulled out my legendary macro class mod and thrown in a blue anarchist class mod. I haven't changed my points anywhere, so a lot of the skills are pretty useless. You know, they've got 1 point in them because the legendary macro mod will boost that up to 5 and things like that. It also means that one of the mods from the anarchist mod basically boosts a skill I don't have any points in. Pretty much what I think this will show everybody is that I'm not running a perfect build by any means. Okay, to keep my loadout semi-random, what I did was I ran through Southpaw Steam and Power, I think 3 or 4 times, and looted all the boxes, and then chose my weapons from what was there. Right, basically that prevents me from going and picking and choosing and say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, and you know, having the right kind of weapon of every type that I wanted. Now, on top of this, I've added in the reality that Sir Hammerlock's big game hunt is in the story after you kill the warrior. Alright, Jack is already dead, and to kill Jack, you have to kill the warrior, which bumps your playthrough, which bumps you from playthrough 2 up to playthrough 2.5. Okay, which means, of course, all your unique weapons are available at level 50. Now, to load myself up on those would sort of be to defeat the purpose of this video. But what I did was I just picked one. Alright, the one I picked is Miss Moxie's Heartbreaker for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's in the basic game. So if you don't have access to all of the DLC, you're still guaranteed to be able to get your Miss Moxie's Heartbreaker, provided you've left the quest till 50. Number two, it's guaranteed to be fire, and of course fire damage is a big deal. And on top of that, it's just a good weapon. It's not a great weapon. It's got solid damage, which you can definitely do better on, but it's got 10 pellets, so it's quite good on ammo usage, and of course underneath the damage, it's also healing you, but it's not out of proportion healing like Ruby is. Okay, again, the warrior's dead. 1 purple is not unreasonable, so I have taken a purple slag transfusion grenade. Heals you, multiple chances to slag hard to slag targets, or will slag multiple targets if you play nice. The other thing I've done is shove in that Vault Hunter relic, just to gimp myself that little bit extra for anybody who's still having doubts. Alright, and we're off like a herd of turtles.
of something awesome. Not a bad start.
Okay, one thing I do want to say about that fight is what you'll notice is I'm always on the go, you know, running in and out between targets, jumping over things, strafing around targets, you know, ducking behind buildings if I think the Witch Doctor is going to start pounding me with that channeled attack. You know, standing still is one of the easiest ways to get killed in Borderlands 2. And that's all there is to it. You know, movement speed is probably your best survival skill after straight damage reductions. The other thing I want to point out is I left the giant spore right till the end. Okay, it's corrosive. I've got my shields up. It's going to do greatly reduced damage, but it's also going to be an alternate target for everything to attack. You know, and when it throws out its little bombs, you know, when they hit the ground, they're going to damage my enemies as much as they're going to damage me. The difference is they don't have shields to protect them from the corrosive damage. Keep your eye out for it, because in about 2 fights' time, there's going to be a shock giant spore that you can clearly see helping me kill stuff. PvE is, you know, not player versus enemy, it's player versus environment. Use the environment to your advantage.
This could be the beginning of something awesome.
Why run in and catch that AoE from the Witch Doctor? You know, I'm using a shotgun. The closer I am, the more damage it's going to do, and I'm about to go in to fight for your life. If that's going to happen, run right in and get right next to it so that emptying a clip is going to pull you out of fight for your life. Alright, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity to show you what happens when you use the wrong gun. I've been running through these guys and they are little more than an inconvenient fob. You know, it's not a big deal. There's masses of them. I pop in and out of fight for your life, and it's not anything spectacular because I'm always able to kill something quickly to get myself out of it. But switching to this gun, which isn't a bad gun, even though it's only green, it's still quite a high DPS, but the simple fact of the matter is, I'm not getting that fire on flesh bonus anymore. If I switch back to a fire gun and start throwing the slag around again, everything is back to being an inconvenient fob. You might be attributing it to the fact that it's a heartbreaker, a unique quest item, but in a few minutes I'm going to open a box and there's going to be a decent fire pistol there, and I'm going to swap and show you basically, you know, the fact that it really is the fact that it's a fire gun that is serving me so well.
Those were literally my best guys. Oh God, I'm so screwed. Crap.
Alright, Devil Witch Doctor, this is one of the guys that heals themselves, so I'm going to switch back to the rubbish weapon just to prove a point. Okay, slag grenade, in I go, pound him a bit. And there he goes, healing himself back up. Alright, you'll notice that he healed himself up when he upgraded the enemies. If you kill the enemies first and stop him from upgrading, he will not heal himself anywhere near as often. But still, slag grenades, bad weapon, with enemies there on top of him to help him heal himself up, and he's dead.
Numbers, math.
More anarchy!
Okay, I'm going to do two things here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the fire pistol to kill this witch doctor. Just, you know, to show it's not impossible. And the other thing I'm going to do is, one of these is a devil witch doctor, which is the Healy guy from last time. So what I'm going to do is, after I'm finished with the witch doctor, I'm just going to clear out everything else and show you that the devil witch doctor no longer heals himself up. Oops, forgot I took the Rocketeer off. I'll just put that back on. There we go. There you go, once I took the other guys out, no more healing. Okay, look, here's the whole on the move thing again. These guys, they do shoot at you, but you know, they're big, slow projectiles, and they jump, but as long as you keep on the move, you're going to take very, very little damage. Alright, here's my first downfall, which is not watching my minimap. Red dot, because that giant spore is active. But of course I wasn't paying attention, lining up on something else, and it's pounded the rubbish out of me. And I'm gonna make exactly the same mistake again after I kill it. I'm gonna run away and not keep an eye on the spores, and I'm going to get nailed by them too. Oh, you know, although Sir Hammerlock's big game hunt is not all that hard, there are a couple of things that you do sort of have to pay attention to. Okay, since where this save point is and the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to have a say on something that somebody else commented on, which was some of the stuff is so hard to kill that it completely runs them out of ammo. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, the boss is just up here. I know I don't have a shock weapon. You know, it's a stalker. I know this is going to end badly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do it anyway. You know, I am going to speed this up. I don't want to have to make you think, but I do want to make the point that, you know, if you attack something without the right weapons, you sort of got to expect it to take 9 years and, you know, chew up a lot of ammo. I don't count that as being the fault of the game. I count that as, you know, like being something that the player's doing that is making it difficult on themselves. You know, if you come to something like this and it's a stalker and you don't have a shock weapon, don't press the point. You know, don't use up all your grenades, don't use up all your ammo, just wander off and come back to it later when you have got a shock weapon. Keep your eye on chests, grab a shock weapon, come back and do it. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier in the long run.
Don't worry, you're feeling awesomer.
Okay, I don't think there's any need to make you sit through the rest of it. I think, you know, most of the relevant points have been made. You know, a lot of the times when people are saying, oh, you need legendary guns, well, you know, you don't. You need legendary guns and a perfect build if you just want to stand there and blaze away. And if you want to stand there and blaze away, well then, yes, it's true. Getting all the legendary gear, making a perfect build is exactly what you're going to have to do to give yourself an easy time in Borderlands 2. But if you pay a little attention to the game, you know, things get a lot easier. What amplifies my damage? You know, because that kills stuff quicker and it saves you ammo. You know, when a witch doctor heals himself, what's going on? Is he healing himself from you? Is he healing himself from an enemy? Or is he actually just healing himself? You know, pay attention to what's going on, because the game 9 times out of 10 gives you a way out of whatever problem you're having. It's just a matter of stopping and thinking about it for a moment, you know, rather than thinking, oh, my guns aren't good enough. Alright, the last point I want to make is this. This isn't a flash build. I haven't got, you know, like all the big damage skills or anything. And the other thing was, not once in this video did I use Death Trap. Although, I'm clearly set up to be using Death Trap. So I'm not using a bunch of legendaries. I'm not using a flash build. You know, I've got points all over the place, and I'm not even using my action skill. So Hammerlock's big game hunt is genuinely not as hard as you think it is, and probably true Vault Hunter mode isn't either. Okay, the last thing I want to do is show you what I generally run around with in normal play, and I use these weapons time and time again on a heap of different characters. Okay, some of this stuff I've just picked up while I've been playing, or just completed a quest, or, you know, swapped it and shoved it on this character just because I needed some storage space. What you'll notice is I use an awful lot of Moxie's weapons. Okay, they are not the best DPS on offer, but with the healing underneath them, they give you a survivability that sort of can't be argued with. You know, I've got a couple legendary shields there, but my 64% adaptive shield is my favourite out of all the ones I've got. Alright, legendary Necromancer class mod, I love that as well. And like I said, the Moxie's weapons. You know, so let's put some of this stuff back on so you can see what my typical build and loadout will look like. Alright, as you can see, with my legendary Necromancer class mod back on, my build looks a lot more sensible. Alright, I don't want to belittle anyone, so please take this in the spirit that it's offered, but Sir Hammerlock's big game hunt is genuinely not as hard as a lot of people think it is. Borderlands 2, for that matter, is not as hard as a lot of people think it is. It's just not about equipping the biggest, best, badass items you can get your hands on to go out and have an easy time. If you pay attention to the systems and pay attention, you know, to using the right thing at the right time, everything just gets a whole lot easier. You know, so I hope you've learned a thing or two, and I really, really hope that you can start having as much fun with Borderlands 2 as I do. See you later.